Hey guys, welcome back to another Red Dead Redemption 2 video. Today we are going to be answering the question of which is the best horse in the game. I've seen this covered by a couple of other YouTubers and they've talked a lot. Maybe some of them have looked at a couple of stats, but no one's actually been testing the horses to prove what they're saying. So I've heard that the Arabian, the white Arabian that you see on screen now, obviously it used to be considered the best horse in the game. Now it's the third best Arabian you can get. You can get one in chapter 4 that you can buy from the stables, in chapter 6 where you get the grey Arabian. There is another way where you can get the grey Arabian earlier, as soon as chapter 2, and I'll obviously show you where to get that. But I am going to be putting the Turkoman to the test. This is the other horse which people are claiming are the best. Now I'll be putting all stats up so that we can go through these together and see what you guys think. Now this is where you can get the grey Arabian. In fact, you can get all your main horses from here. You can get Missouri Foxtrotter, which is the out and out quickest horse in the game, no denying it, but it hasn't got as good handling as say the Arabian, and it also hasn't got as good acceleration or indeed stamina of the Turkoman. But we'll go through all of that a bit later. But right there on the map, all you have to do is save your game, a manual save in that game, and then just exit the game. Once you reload back in, the horses that spawn at the back of these stables will change. It's a bit cheesy, and if you guys don't want to cheese the game, no problem there, but every time you ride past that stable you will get a fresh spawn of horses where you can check them yourselves, guys. So like I say, if you do want to just get the best horse in the game, then go for it. That first area that I showed on the maps where you can catch the white Arabian in the wild and make you feel like you're not cheesing, you can get the white male Arabian from this stable. Now if we just run over through this field, and then you will see the other side of this, there's two fresh horses that have spawned in. So the original ones were two Kentucky Saddlers, and now that one we're looking at is the grey Arabian, which of course is the best horse in the game in terms of stats. Now there are some hidden features about horses, things like bravery of a horse that come in. There are different classes of horse. Obviously there's the race horse, there's war horses, there's like your standard horses, work horses. But like I say, we'll cover the best horses in the game, and I'm going to prove to you why the grey Arabian is the best horse in the game, bar none, guys. So once you do get these horses, obviously just put your saddle on it and make it your own. This is the grey or the silver Turkoman, and of course the grey Arabian. Now I do have another video which is 30 tips about horses, so if you want to head on over and look at that video, see if you might learn something, then feel free to do so. Now in this video we're going to go look at the stats of these horses. Now right here you can see the health of the Turkoman is much higher than the Arabian. These are both level 1 bonding, and the top speed are the same. The acceleration on the Arabian is 1 higher, and the handling is elite. Now there are hidden stats, like the Turkoman is a war and race horse, which should make it braver, which is where a lot of the confusion is coming, saying that's a better horse than the Arabian, and I will look to set that straight in a second. Now this is a level 4 bonded white Arabian, and you'll see that its stamina and health is like 3/4 full. Now this is a level 1 bonded grey Arabian, and it's just under the maxed out white Arabian. So a level 2 grey is as good as a level 4 bonded white, and then obviously the higher you go the better its stats become. Now this is the stats of a few horses. Now this is not mine. I will leave a link to the description where I get this information. but it's found on GTAbase.com, and it's just really helpful. It's got all the horses, locations and stats on there. So this is Missouri Foxtrotter, and you can see it's the quickest overall horse in the game. Now, I haven't seen anyone try to say that this is the best breed of horse in the game, and this is tier 3. It has got the quickest overall top speed, but it's not the best. Now, this is the Silver Turkmen horse. Now, I chose this one because this is the horse that I have, and one that I'll actually be testing in the video. Now, with health starting at 7, it's definitely a durable horse. And, you know, I mean, look at the stats for themselves. Speed 6, which is as high as the Arabian, and the acceleration is obviously lower. But handling's a 4. So, it handles a bit like a brick, I'll be honest with you. Now, the White Arabian, this is the one you can find in the wild, or you can find the male white, again, at the stables. Now, when you look at it, it's just that handling, guys. It's an 8 handling. It makes so much difference in turns and corners. Now, the acceleration speeds both 6, but its health isn't as high, 2 points lower than the Turkmen. Now, the Black Arabian, which you can buy in chapter 4, again, that's slightly better than the white, with more consistent, just 6 on everything and then 8 on handling. Again, you can improve the speeds of these when you put the best stirrups and saddle on your horse, but they all get those stats, so I'm not going to include them in this video. So then we move on to the Rose Grey Bay Arabian horse. Now, this is the best horse in terms of stats, with the same starting health as the Turkmen. So it's very durable, and then of course it's got the 7 on the stamina as well, and then the speed 6, acceleration 6, and the handling as an 8. Now, that is the best raw stats in the game, bar none. And now we'll move on to actually testing the horse to see if these different breeds make a difference, because the Arabians are meant to be jittery and the Turkmens are meant to be tough. But has anyone actually tested them for you? No, so we're going to do it. So I'm going to be testing these on alligators, because they're everywhere and they're predators to spook your horses. And I'll also be testing them in gunfights to see if there's a major difference. And I'm not going to compare the tier 4 bonded Arabian. I'll be doing the tier 1 versus the tier 1 Turkmen, and also then versus the tier 1 Rose Grey Arabian. So I'm just going to speed up the video here, and this is me trying to run alligators into the water. That's when I feel like I've won, or when the alligator actually retreats. So this is the tier 1, the male white Arabian. Now, he's flung me off twice. One when I stood still, and once there when I'm trying to chase this alligator. Eventually, if you keep pestering the alligators, they will turn and run. So they don't actually ever seem to bite your horse. And like I say, I have sped the video up so that you can see when it happens. So we're not here all day, essentially. So there he goes. There he goes. So that is alligator 2, Arabian 1. I've chased him off, and he flung me off twice on the male white level 1 bonded Arabian. So we'll just prove that for you. Now again, I'll just show you that this is level 1 bonding. Nothing tricky going on here. And yeah, so I got flung off twice. Took a couple of minutes of running around. Now this is the Turkmen level 1, which is the warhorse, which is obviously the braver type of horses. So I'm trying to chase in, or chase away, an alligator. Now, when you go slowly near any predator, you're more likely to get flung off. So I tested that with the white, and I'll also do it with the grey in a minute. So there. So I slowed down and instantly flung me off. No difference from the white Arabian. You hang around too close to the predators and you're going to get flung off regardless of the horse type. Now this is me trying to again run over it, and again, well, Turkmen's flung me off. So that's the 2-all essentially on the horses. I'll get flung off again. And something to note is when I was whistling to get the Turkmen back, it wasn't coming. I actually had to run away and go and get him. So I've been flung off 3 times. And there we go again. So the alligator makes contact, the horse slows down, and you get flung off because you're slowed down. Now the handling with the Arabian allows you to move past, so it's like you can accelerate quicker. Now I know some of you eagle-eyed viewers out there will say, well, hold on a minute, there's more alligators around this Turkmen than there was for the white Arabian. Now I wanted to give it the fairest chance too, because it was annoying me that I was getting flung off my Turkmen more than the white Arabian. So here I start melting all of the other alligators. I then move down and I'd show you that I am calm. The horse is calm. So there's only 1 alligator left on the beach and I'm going to run him away. And again, he hasn't got that handling to move away and it gets me eaten. So that handling, when you're going past the alligators, the Turkmen just sort of hits it and stops like a brick. Now to compare that to a standard horse, this is a Kentucky Saddler, which I stole off some poor innocent bystander. And again, I was jumping him probably better than I was the Turkmen. I have no idea why. The Turkmen is a war and race horse, and it should be braver. Now again, when you stop, instantly flung off. Alright, but in terms of being around predators, so far between the white and grey Turkmen, the white Arabian and the grey Turkmen, I haven't seen any difference suggesting that the Turkmen's braver. If anything, its handling means that you slow down more when you run over the alligators and you get flung off far more. I wasn't even able to chase an alligator back into the water with my tier 1 Turkmen. Now this is switching to my rose grey Arabian horse. Now I started this video at tier 1 bonding with the grey, and I think during the course of the video I actually got it up to tier 2, but like I say, it's just trying to calm it. But here it's the bravest horse that I used in such close proximity to any of the predators. It automatically walks you away when you try to walk across it. It just sort of stops you there. So again, trying my best to get flung from this horse. I'm just hitting the alligator and 1-0, runs away. I didn't get flung off a single time. Now we're going to start chasing more, because again, I know you'll say that the first Turkmen had multiple alligators to deal with. Well, here we've already chased 1 away, and there is 4 all in this one little congested area. So again, trying to walk towards it, seeing if it will fling me off, and it won't. So as far as a jittery horse goes, I mean, this Arabian seems to be doing alright to me. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, because I've been using this horse, and like I say, I've been flung off once when I stopped for wolves, which it does on any of the horses that I've used. You always have to run away. So there goes another alligator running for the hills. So that is 2-0, and I just didn't get flung off at all. So like I say, this is a white Arabian where I'm getting shot at. I'm not shooting back. I'm just doing the left on the left analog stick in a 360 motion and pressing X. And again, it didn't get spooked whatsoever by a couple of people shooting me. So we're going to move into a full testing area, because out in the sticks you just don't get as much heat. So here we go over to Saint Denis. Now I was going to stop these as soon as the horses get shot. For the purpose of the video, I didn't actually want all of my horses to get killed, so I made a save file beforehand and then kicked off. So like you see, we're starting to murder people and get that bounty up. Again, for the purposes of the video, because I didn't want to waste all your time, I've sped it up as much as I can. Now if you haven't done any of your treasure guides, or you're looking for it, I have got a couple of videos up on the channel, so make sure you check those ones out, as well as, like I said, there is a horse tips guide, so you can improve that, and it's got no spoilers in, so you can check that one out. I know a lot of people don't want to use any guides for things like gold, but some of them are extremely hard to find by yourself. So anyway, I am riding through Saint Denis on horseback, and as of yet have not been bucked off the horse once, and despite taking multiple fire. Now I know if you just stand still like a sitting duck on any horse and you get loads of heat, they get more jittery, but I honestly haven't found any problem with this tier 1 White Arabian so far. So we reached a 500 bounty on the White Arabian, no problem. So now we're going to switch over to the Silver Turkoman, and we're just going to start Complete Carnage and see how it reacts. Now to be honest, when I was using the Turkoman again in the sort of areas like Valentine and Fields and all the rest of it, I didn't really notice the handling difference, but when I was in Saint Denis running through some of the tight streets, murdering people, again, as it's a bigger horse as well, it was just a little bit trickier to get used to. Obviously I have had a White Arabian which is already up to tier 4, so I'm used to the way that horse particularly handles, and it's been a while since I've used a big horse. I did use a big war horse, the I think it's the Andreens. It's like a big Shire horse, it's a war horse mentality, but I haven't used one of them since chapter 2. Now obviously you can use any horse you like. A friend of mine is actually using a Shire workhorse just because he likes how big it is. It's dark black, and I guess it makes him feel like a badass, and that is the beauty of this game. You can use any horse that you like, but when it comes down to raw stats and everything, the Arabian's still king, and it doesn't even have to be the grey or black Arabian. The White Arabian for me is superior to the Turkoman. When I'm actually fighting in the Saint Denis area, I actually find the Turkoman gets shot more because of its size. Yes, it's got more health, but the Turkoman actually goes down before we get to a 500 bounty. So again, even in this shooting test that we did, it didn't perform as well. So while the Turkoman is a great horse, it's no Arabian. But that's my 2 cents on it. What do you guys think? Have you guys tested it for yourself, or do you take YouTubers' word at gospel? Thanks for watching, and if you didn't like it, then as always, eat a big one.